What's up guys, it's Chris here. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the biggest reason that the VEVE market is down. I have made other content on this, and other content creators, I believe Patient Holder is one of them, has also made content on this topic the last few months on the coming crash, the current crash, and what all is going wrong. And yes, I will state at the beginning of this video, the most obvious reason why everything is down is because of macroeconomics. I mean, stocks are down, crypto's down, other NFT platforms are down, OpenSea volumes dried up. Everything is down right now. Heck, my brick and mortar business that I've owned for 6 years, this is one of the worst years besides 2020 that I've had so far. So yes, macroeconomic conditions do affect everything, but there is a specific issue in VEVE that, again, I've talked about before and I'm going to talk about in this video, but we now have a chart that just makes it crystal clear on the problem that we're having. And then after I present the problem, I'll also present what I believe to be a solution, while there's many other solutions besides the one or the few that I'm naming in this video. And if you have further solutions or further opinions, be sure to leave them down below in the comments. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So again, if you are a subscriber to the channel, you know during the last few months I have been preaching this, not just now. You know, people say, oh, it's easy to be a bear when things are bad. I've made videos that I put on YouTube, that I put on Twitter, saying, hi, I sold my Vader and here's why. I sold other grails and here's why. And we are seeing firsthand why, you know, and I'm not saying this to be like, oh, look at me, I was right. This is just the reason I was doing that, and I got slammed on social media for it, but now I'm able to buy them back cheaper. I have bought some back cheaper right now. Vader is a good example, selling at 1.8K, and now it's down to 1K. There's other more extreme examples. So this chart by Jason is, by the way, Jason Colin is an amazing member of the community. He did a ton of wallet tracking on Omi. He did a whale watching on Omi. Awesome member of the community. Thank you, Jason, for everything you do. He just put this out. I'll make it a little bit bigger just so you can see it clearly, and I'll go ahead and read it. But it's basically talking about how the VEVE drop count and frequency has changed. The first graph is cumulative drop count with a polynomial trend. Second is days between drops. There have been 317 standard drops, not including one of ones yet. So in 2020, we had 0.64 drops per week. 2021, we had 2.4 drops per week. And 2022, 4.9 drops per week. I remember when they said they were going to up their game to 3 drops a week. I was a little scared of that, and I was like, man, that's going to be a lot of supply. Maybe there'll be pauses in between then. I watched NBA Top Shot rise and fall because of that reason. So yes, it made me a little bit nervous. Now, again, at the end of this video, I'm going to talk about a solution to this. This isn't just a doom and gloom bearish video. Like, there is a redemption for this. And this is something we knew was coming, and then there's a whole argument, is this a collecting app or investing app, whatever. I'm just giving my speculation on the topic. Of course, nothing in these videos is financial advice. If you look at this chart at the drops versus 2021 until now, it's clear that it's a parabolic amount of more drops than we used to have. Again, I'm not going to explain why that's bad in this video because I've made other videos about it, but essentially anytime there's one of these drops, it sucks a ton of liquidity out of the market on the primary sell, less room for primary action, and it just spreads out the gems that are already in the app. So the main problem here is we don't have more users coming in versus the amount of drops that there are. So essentially more and more things are just going to be spread. Now, some of them can be fixated into grails, and that's why you'll see certain pieces move, especially hype pieces, because a lot of liquidity is pushed into those pieces. But the more drops there are, the more that this is spread, and with us not growing new users right now, which is a lot of reasons, and a lot of them are outside of VEVE's control. I mean, a large factor we're not growing right now is, again, macro conditions are just terrible. People are not wanting to spend money on risky assets like NFTs, so it's pretty obvious why we're not getting a huge influx of new users. I don't think that would happen no matter what right now, even if VEVE did have the best marketing. But again, there's ways to fix this that I'm going to talk about here in just a few minutes. And just another chart talking about the days between drops, starting at October 14th of 2020, going all the way up to September 16th of 2022. And as you can see, the chart's right here. Again, make sure to give Jason Colin on Twitter a follow. He posts some really good stuff. Again, we'll just go to his profile real quick, talking about which Omi holder you are. I actually made a video on this like last year at this time. So he does a ton of cool stuff like that. So definitely give him a follow. So I'm going to put this down and we're going to talk about one of the many solutions. So David Yu actually mentioned a solution in his recent interview at Decon, talking about the burning mechanics that they're going to do. Essentially what he said was they're thinking of a system to where you can trade in a large amount of comics for a like 1 of 10. So let's take Marvel Comics #1 or something like that. hypothetically, you can take 100 of them, that's probably a high number, and burn that 100 comics or trade in that 100 comics, which wouldn't be in circulating supply anymore, for a 1 of 10, 1 of 50, whatever. This will dramatically reduce supply on the app. And make that 1 of 10, of course, more valuable, but this will be a solution to the amount of supply that we have. There's other burning mechanics that hopefully are coming in the future besides that one that will overall reduce the entire supply. With that being said, I think just as large, if not larger of a solution, is going to be when VEVE pushes marketing, and I hope that they do this correctly. I'm not obviously affiliated with their marketing, and I am just going to trust the process and trust my investment. While I did say I sold some stuff, I'm still a large holder of VEVE. I think I'm in the top like 5% of collectors on the app with the amount of comics and collectibles I hold. So I'm not completely a bear. I just sold some larger piece of items and then rebought. But the thing here to take away is that when VEVE starts marketing, we'll hopefully get a large influx of new users. New users, more liquidity, more room for our collectibles, comics, grills, all those to grow, and everyone's happy. They could even hypothetically keep the same drop rates. I do think as a whole, obviously not every single collectible and comic on the app is going to be worth more than retail, but I do think if you pick the right ones, pick the right grills, pick the ones that you like and everything, obviously those do have room to grow. Again, I am coming at this video from an investment perspective, like as far as price action goes. Some people don't like talking about prices. At the end of the day, if you don't like that and you just want to collect things you like, I'm not advocating against that. Like, if you don't care about the value, then buy what you like, use it on the app, use it for future, hopefully, utility. I mean, that's great. But again, from this video, I'm just talking about the price action that we've seen, just my view on it as a whole. But VEVE is not marketing right now because the app functionality just is not there. I mean, people are joking around about not having a working search bar. It's not easy to find people on the app. The app isn't really that fun right now, honestly. Like, I enjoy the AR functionality of my vault, putting things in my vault. The social feed is fun sometimes, but like overall, they are working on hiring devs right now, which I think this is a huge thing. I'm not too sure who shared this information. I think it was off of Dan's interview with Venkatesh. He said that they were going to hire 3 new devs. I think this is huge because if there's 3 different devs working, and hopefully they're good devs, of course, on better app functionality, I think that could be huge towards new user growth because people are going to start enjoying the app and spending more time on the app. You think about that in any Web 2 reference, like the more people enjoy something, the more that they have it open, whether it be Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or YouTube right now, the more that it grows, the more that the platform grows. So right now, people just aren't spending as much time on the app. But once we have better app functionality, again, hopefully that their marketing will increase with that. The last thing is something that I don't want to fully bet on. It's really just speculative. But like, of course, if future utility does come with current collectibles, I think that would be huge for the value of those collectibles because it will further incentivize people to buy them based on utility, not just based on the AR functionality. That being said, I personally don't put a lot into that, because the utility in a lot of these is the AR functionality, which is huge and awesome. So I hate just to take already artwork pieces that were never advertised as utility and just bank on them having utility. While they can do that, that's not something that I'm putting a lot of faith in. I do think, obviously, we will see a lot of utility with VEVE in the future. We already recently saw it with the Aladdin's lamp and one of the recent drops. And I think that's kind of moving on how we'll see more of it. I'm not saying they won't get it, but I'm also not putting a ton of faith that they will. It's just a gamble that I guess some people are taking, and is worth mentioning as well. So that's how I see part of the problem, and that's how I see part of the solution. Just to recap, the problem is too many drops, not enough users. The solution would be burning mechanics, marketing for new users, and just overall getting new users, and small things like, I didn't mention earlier, but the utility of MCP, like the gamification of that, I think will play into it, and utility of current collectibles or future collectibles. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.